Hi there, it's Ryan Liberty, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, am I going crazy? Are you? Am I? I don't even know anymore, but let's find out.
Ooh, ah.
Okay, well, let's find out the answer. Are you or am I going crazy? This is an interesting question. You know, I have trouble with the word crazy because I don't feel like crazy is anything. I think it's just a word that people made up to, well, I don't know the etymology, so I'm kind of speaking off my tongue here, blabbering off my mouth, but I believe that crazy nowadays, anyway, people just use crazy to describe something they don't understand, and they don't want anything to do with, so that's crazy, and they kind of push it off to the side. So, with that in mind, I don't think anybody's crazy. Crazy is just a negative word that I would prefer not to have in my vocabulary. It drives me crazy that people use the word crazy, and let's be fair, I use it sometimes now and then too, because it's just hard to grab for another word sometimes, but I'd like it if we all kind of laid back on the word crazy, because what we're typically talking about when we're talking about crazy is something like a mental disorder or a dysfunctional pattern of living in the world or something. So I'm trying to think, why would you come to this video asking, are you going crazy? Usually that's because you have some kind of a feeling or somebody told you something. And what I would say is maybe don't listen to the people who are telling you things. They may be able to point things out that you're not able to see, so definitely take in some of that input, but I wouldn't use that as your guide for, like, they said I'm going crazy, so I'm crazy. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. But if in something inside of you, some spark went off inside of you, and you decided, you know what? There's some truth to this. Something doesn't feel right. Something feels a little off. I would listen to that, and I would explore that. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going crazy. It doesn't mean that you have a mental disorder. It doesn't mean very much of anything, but it's worth investigating. It's worth taking an interest in your own mental health, because mental health is important, and it determines a lot of your well-being and how you move through the world. So as far as if you're going crazy, you know, I say take matters into your own hands. Look up some information about what it is that you suspect is going on. Or sit down with yourself and really ask yourself some questions. Get in tune with your feelings. See how things are feeling in your body. Look at your own behaviors and how you act and see if that feels right to you. You know, we're all in different situations, and even though there is like a normal way to behave or to feel or to think, there's a context to everything. You know, what's normal in a battlefield is different from what's normal in a schoolroom. So you have to consider things like that. And you also should consider your own environment. You may be around people who have mental illness who are telling you that you're crazy. And I would not trust all those people who have mental illness to tell me that I'm crazy. Well, first of all, like I said, I wouldn't use the word crazy anyway. But I wouldn't, if other people are saying I have a mental disorder, I wouldn't just take that at face value. So I really say the key is to listen to what your intuition says, with a caveat. And the caveat is that if you are experiencing difficulty, you may have trouble thinking through things, and you may have trouble feeling things. That may be one of the signs that you have a disorder. You know, somebody, for example, with a personality disorder, it's very hard to see outside of the personality because that's how you've been living your whole life. So that's one case where somebody else's input can be helpful, because they may be able to point something out to us. And again, I would cross-reference what they're saying with what I'm feeling, and maybe just take a look around at other people and get to know other people. Sometimes we live in a very small bubble, whether it be our family or our small circle of friends or our small community. We have the internet now. Get out, learn, join groups, engage with new people. Don't just take the input of the small little range of people around you and take that for face value. Get to know people. Get to know, is the way I'm acting, is the way I'm feeling, is the way I'm thinking, what's typically normal in the world. And I think that will point you in the right direction. Now, of course, you could go seek out a therapist or a professional, a counselor, somebody who can give you another opinion. But I would also say to that not everybody is as skilled and professional as we'd like them to be. So get multiple opinions. And again, always trust your gut. I feel like in your gut, you know the truth if you can just access it and get through all of the confusion that you might be feeling right now. So my answer to the question, are you crazy or am I going crazy, is no, you're not. You're probably having a pretty normal reaction to something. And that's one last thing I do want to say is even if you're disordered, a disorder is a regular pattern that people do. It's not so crazy that it's unheard of. You know, there's many other people who also have mental disorders and many people who go through the same thing. So even in that respect, it's still normal and I wouldn't call it crazy. So my answer is you're not crazy. Anybody around you who's telling you you're crazy, I wouldn't listen to them. Listen to yourself. And I hope that's helped you today. But I'd love to know, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's okay to call people crazy or to question yourself if you're crazy? How do you use the word crazy? Like, let me know. Let's start a discussion on this because this is an interesting topic. So comment down below and thank you for watching. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. However it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.